Welcome to our nomadic home of OAM. This is Yogalates with Cats, a creative movement practice designed to bring your inner world in alignment with your outer world. Thank you for being here. Today is going to be a quick, short and sweet movement practice to get you moving in all four directions. We're going to start today in child's pose at the bottom of the mat. As you get settled, just allow your breath to deepen. I'm going to have my head up so you can still hear me, but you can go ahead and relax your head on the mats. Just moving the shoulders back and forth, waking up the scapula. And take a moment to set an intention for class. Honor yourself for being here. And become clear on your desired outcome. Deepening the breath. If you are comfortable in Ujjayi breath, you can go ahead and activate that now. Otherwise, a practice of deep breathing through the whole of class. Ideally in through the nose, out through the nose. But if at any time that gets a bit hot, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. The breath connects us to the present moment, and it brings the body into the here and now. And then it is a powerful tool to move you deeper into your practice. Your intention clear in your head and in your heart. Start to roll up. Curl the toes underneath you and sit back on your heels so that you're stretching out your feet. And we're just going to warm up the wrists a little bit by moving backwards and forwards. Just gently waking them up a couple of times. This may be uncomfortable on your feet. It's a sign you may need to do this more. And turn the hands out to the sides and repeat backwards and forwards. You can do a little circle and two, the other way, and two, and release it. Let's go all the way to the back. And if you can, if you've got more mobility than me here, you can bend a wrist, bend an elbow, and the other one, and again, and again, and release. You can shake out the wrists. As we land back onto all fours, you can release the toes, making sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, that your hips are underneath your knees, that your knees are underneath your hips. We're going to take a deep breath in, pulling the shoulder blades down, and breathe out. Just activate into the belly button without moving the spine either way. Just simply activate into the pelvic floor and transversus abdominis as you wake up that pelvic grid. We breathe in again and breathe out. This time we're going to lengthen the left leg back and the right leg forward as we do a little spine balancing. And breathe in, bring it back. And breathe out, left arm forward, right arm back. and bring it back, making sure that the neck is nicely in alignment with the spine. We continue to move like this and release, and again, and release. Stay here, breathe in and breathe out. We're just going to squeeze the waist to the left-hand side as we look towards the back corner of the room and stretching the neck out and come back, and other side, stretching the neck out and back. Again, stretching out to the left, pinching the waist on the left, lengthening it on the right, and back, and other side, and back. We're going to curl the toes under, take a deep breath. Breathing out, lifting from the pelvic floor, we're going to lift the knees just off the mat as we start to wake up body. Take a deep breath and breathe out, release it down. Again, breathe in and breathe out, come up just off the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, release. And again, breathe in and breathe out, lift. Breathe in, breathe out. This time we're going to push back into a downward dog. Your first downward dog of the day. You can adjust if you need to. Walk your dog out, get some movements in, wake up the muscles, the legs, the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the hips. Making sure that the shoulder blades are pulling down, that the rib cage is closed, that the pelvic floor is pulling up. And we can bring some stillness into the movements just for a moment, making sure that the heels are pulling down and your quads are pulling up. The pelvic floor is tight. This is really a movement of an up and a down in opposing directions. As much as you're pulling down on your feet, you're lifting up with your bum. As much as you're pulling down with your shoulders, you're lifting up from your wrists. A couple of deep breaths in here, connecting back to your intention for this class. Right, we're going to bend the knees all the way down to kind of where we were to begin with, but we're pushing back a little bit more and stretch back into a downward dog. We're going to do a couple of these, and we bend and stretch and bend and 3 and bend and 4, waking up the quads, bend and 5, last one, bend and 6. Breathing in and breathe out. We're going to pull ourselves forward into a plank position. You can adjust if you need to, and just hang out here for a moment as we catch our breath and we clean up our alignments, making sure that the quads are pulling up, the glutes are tight, the inner thighs are active, the pelvic floor is pulling up, and you're pushing your shoulders away from you with your wrists. Breathe in and breathe out, push back into downward dog. We're going to bend the knees. Breathe out, push it forward. Breathe in, downward dog. Bend the knees. Breathe in, push it forward. Breathe out, downward dog. Breathe in, bend. Forward. Downward dog. 2 more. And bend. Forward. Downward dog. And bend. Forward. Downward dog. Breathing in. And breathe out. We slowly walk the feet to the hands. And get ready for a little hamstring warm up. You can bend the knees one at a time. Shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Feet are hip distance apart. We're going to take a deep breath in as we bend down and just bounce a couple of times and breathe out, stand up, relaxing the head. Breathe in and breathe out, bend a couple of times. Breathe out, stand up. Breathe in, bend a couple of times. And breathe out, stand up. Keeping the legs here, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back and stretch them out. And shake the head either side here. You can bend the knees one at a time. And release it down. We're going to lift up halfway, breathe in. And breathe out, release. This time we're going to bend the knees and we're going to pull the pelvis forward as we activate from the pelvic floor, rolling up one vertebra at a time. We're going to lift the arms up and bring them to your heart. Good job. Okay, let's lie down onto our backs. We're going to bring the feet hip distance apart. To do that, we bring them together and then we open the heels out so the toes are still together, and then align the toes nicely with the heels, making sure that the alignment with the knees is in alignment with the toes, is in alignment with the hips. We take a lie down with your hands by your side. We're going to activate into the pelvic floor without moving this back at all. So you've got a natural curve in your spine at the back. We're going to keep that curve as we just activate into our pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, and then into our glutes. So we breathe in and we breathe out. We nod the chin forward. Feel as if you're pulling, if you've got a peach underneath your chin and you're just holding the peach there. This makes sure that the whole neck stays into alignment. Breathe in. Breathe out, nod the head. Pull your belly back in towards your spine and we lift up. Breathing in and breathe out, release. Breathe in and breathe out, nod the chin and come up. Breathe in and breathe out, release. Breathe in, breathe out, nod the chin and come up. This time we're going to breathe in and lift the arms up. Breathe out, pull the belly button down towards the spine, come up a little bit more and release it down. Breathe in. Breathe out, connect belly button to spine as you come up. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathe out, lower the arms, come up a little bit more and release. Breathe in. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in, up. Breathe out a little bit more and release. Breathe in. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out down. We're going to stay here. This time we're going to breathe in and breathe out. We're going to lift the right leg up and lower it down. Lift the left leg up and lower it down. Come up a little bit more and release. Breathe in and breathe out. Come up. Breathe in and out. Right leg and release. Left leg and release. Up a little bit more and all the way down. Breathe in and breathe out. Come up. Right leg and release. Left leg and release. Come all the way up and release. One more of these. Breathe in and breathe out. Come up. Right leg and release. Left leg and release all the way up and release down. Now we're going to bring the feet together. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Keep your neck on the ground for the moment. You're going to pull the pelvic floor in so much that the feet come up off the mats and release. If that hurts your back in any way, make sure that your back is flat on the mat. If it doesn't and you've got the strength in your abdominals, you can keep that nice curve in the spine. So we breathe in and we breathe out. We initiate the movement from the pelvic floor, pulling the belly button down into the mat, and we're lifting so much that the legs come up off the ground. Breathe in and breathe out, release. Breathe in and breathe out, up and release. This is rather a small movement, so you're using any momentum. If you're really activating correctly from the pelvic floor, it is quite an intense movement. If you're doing it incorrectly, it will be easy. Let's go for 2 and release. Let's do 6 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. Hold it there, breathe in and breathe out, come up. Breathe in, lift your hands up and breathe out, place them behind your head. Right, this time we're going to breathe in and breathe out, leave the legs where they are. We're going to twist to the left and release, as if you're lifting just the corner of a page of a book, and release. Just the right shoulder comes up and release. Just the left shoulder comes up and release. We breathe out and in and out and in and out and in and out. This time we're going to stretch the leg, and we stretch the right leg and in. Stretch the left and in and 3. Last one. Breathing in, lift the hands up. Breathe out, come up higher and release down. You can bend the knees in and take a sigh out. Moving from one side to the next, just roll out that spine. It's done some good work. You can stretch it out, lengthen nice and tall, stretch out the abs, take a yawn if you can, and release. Let's turn over onto our stomachs with the hands just underneath the shoulders, with the feet together. If this hurts your back in any way, you can open your legs a little bit wider. Hip distance apart or even wider, mat distance apart will all make it easier. But if you can, legs together. All right, we're going to breathe in. Breathe out, pull the shoulders down, and keeping the neck nice and long, squeezing the inner thighs together, activating the quads and the pelvic floor. We're going to lift up just off the mats. Breathing in and breathe out, release. Breathe in and breathe out, lift up. Breathe in and breathe out, release. Breathe in and breathe out, lift. Breathe in and release. Last one like this. And come up. Breathe in and release. This time we breathe in, breathe out, come up. Breathe in, stretch the arms forward and bend and forward and 2. We're doing 6 and 3 and bend and 4 and in and 5 and in and 6. Breathe in, come up a little higher and breathe out, release it down. Stretching the arms out to the side. We breathe in and breathe out, lift up and breathe in, lower and breathe out, lift up like an airplane and lower and lift up and lower. Movement happens from the abdominals. Lift up and lower and lift up and lower. Last one, lift up and lower all the way. You can bring your hands behind you, stretching them nice and long. We're going to breathe in and breathe out, lifting the feet up this time. The feet are lifting, the abs are connecting so much that the feet lift up, making sure that the glutes are working over here and that the inner thighs are working as you squeeze a little $100 note between your toes. And release. Breathe in and breathe out, lift up and release. And 2 and release. And 3. Breathe in. Breathe out, 4. Breathe in. Breathe out, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out, 6. Breathe in. Breathe out, 7. Breathe in. And breathe out, 8. Hold it there. We're going to lift up the back body. 10, 9, 8, 7. We're squeezing everything. 5, 4, neck is long, 2, 1, and release it down. You can push back into child's pose. And just take a moment of stillness here. Connecting back with your intention. Connecting back with your breath. Slowing the heart rate down. And rolling out. Push back into the back of your heels. So we're in like a little squat position, pushing down, stretching out your Achilles tendons. We're going to stretch the legs and bend them and roll the spine up one vertebra at a time. Okay. Let's come into the center of your mat. Legs are together. Pelvic floor is active, nice and tall. We're going to do a little squat down as we breathe in and we breathe out. I will turn so you can see me better. And breathe in and breathe out. And like you're sitting on a chair. And breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. This time we're going to lengthen the left leg, the left arm, look towards the left fingertips and come up. And to the right side and come up. And to the left and up. And to the right and up. And to the left and up. And to the right and up. We're going to lift both arms up and sit down into a chair position. We breathe in and breathe out. Lift the right heel up and release it. Lift the left heel up and release it. Lift the right and release and lift. Now, if you can, you're going to switch in the middle. So you're going to do a little dancer's prance and change, pulling the shoulder blades down, making sure that the abdominals are connecting nice and tight. 2 and 3, making sure that the knees are working in alignment, your inner thighs are active. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. If you can, lift both heels up and we hold it there for 10. 9. If you can't put your heels down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down and all the way down, forward fold. Let's take a moment here. Making sure that the quads are active, making sure that the ankles are engaged and connected. We're going to bend all the way down. And just bounce it out here, stretching again into your Achilles tendons. And release. All right, so we're going to sit down onto the mat with the arms, with the legs folded. Let's take a deep breath in and start cooling it down as you stretch out to the side. And breathing in and breathe out other side. And breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. This time we're going to turn the right shoulder to face the mat and really feel that stretch that happens through the right side of the scapula, down the side of the back, pulling the shoulder blade down, but lengthening the fingers forward. You got that pull in opposite directions. Come back and release. Other side, over and twist. Feel the pull. Back and over and across and twist and back and recover and over and twist and back and recover. Right, let's take a moment to stretch the legs all the way open. Okay, you can just bend one knee, flex the other. We have done some work activating these inner thighs here, so you can stretch them out. And if you can, go forward. If you can't, that's okay. You just go to where you can. All right, let's just finish off with a nice spine twist. So we're going to bend the knees at a 90-90 angle and lie down on the mat with the arms forward ahead of you. We're going to breathe in and breathe out, open the arm up all the way out to the side and just stretch it out. Breathe in and breathe out, bring it forward. Let's do one more of those. Breathe in and breathe out, open. Breathe in and breathe out across. All right, other side. Breathe in and breathe out, open. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, open. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, you can push yourself up. And let's end. You can sit either in a thunderbolt position or in a cross-legged position, whatever is more comfortable for you. You can put your hands on your lap, either palms facing down or palms facing up. If you want to keep the energy inside of you, you put your palms down. If you want to open and receive, palms face up. We're going to close the eyes and relax the shoulders. Relax the eyes and the forehead. Relax the throat. Relax the chest and the heart. Relax the belly button. Relax the pelvic floor, the quads, the ankles, and again the shoulders. As you bring your awareness back to your intention for this practice, as you open your heart for the gratitude that you have for this moment, the appreciation you have for yourself. The respect you have for your body, doing what it does. Now we're just going to take a few moments to enjoy the stillness in the mind as you bring your intention into your heart, as you notice that you are the awareness of the awareness. of this body, which is not you. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. You can wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and blink the eyes, open for a moment, softly gazing in front of you. Thank yourself for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being present. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for bringing your awareness back to yourself. My name is Katz. Thank you for being here. Namaste.